All right, folks, so today we are going to make an effort to compare two BlackBerry privs. The one on the left with the case is the unlocked version. The one on the right, the AT&T badge, is the AT&T variant. I'm recording this with my Galaxy 6 Edge camera. So you can see in the reflection there. So I'm going to boot them both up. Oh, first let me say the unlocked version with the case is running Nova Launcher, and the one on the right here with the AT&T version is stock. Okay, so I'm going to boot them both up and see which one uploads quicker. I'm just curious to see if running a different launcher affects speed, boot time, or whatever. Okay, so we'll let them do their thing, see which one boots up a little bit quicker or not. When I pressed the button, they pretty much vibrated at the same time. So it's if it's any difference at all, it's like maybe a millisecond or two. Not very much difference at all. And when I felt them both vibrate, and I would give that millisecond or two to the unlocked priv on the left. So the one on the left is slightly ahead, booting up and getting into the lock screens. Okay, so you see, I don't know if you can see the jitteriness there. When I'm moving this around, you probably can't see because the screen is so bright. The AT&T priv is not as smooth moving the numbers around. And I noticed this as soon as I got it. I think that the AT&T software is bogging down the phone. This one does it a little bit too, but not as much. Okay, so this is running Nova on the left. I'm trying to get this in focus. Nova on the left, stock on the right. Okay, as you can see, the Nova launcher, I have round folders, and the one on the right has square. They both look very similar, with the exception of that little difference there in the folders. Now, with the Nova launcher, it's a lot more customizable as far as gestures and whatnot. So with the AT&T one, you can swipe down from the top, okay, and you bring down your basic notifications and your quick toggle settings, brightness. I'm going to turn the brightness down a little bit. And you can extend that. When you're done, you can hit clear all, which I'm going to do. Okay. Over here, you have your other quick settings over from the right. You can adjust that, and you can put that anywhere, left or right, up and down. You can vary how thick or thin you want that bar to be over here. You just drag it out and it starts to come out. These things are not customizable. You're pretty much stuck with these four things there. I don't like that. So here you have your app tray and whatnot. There's a white background. Up here is your hub. This is how you can get to the hub or Google. So over here, I know I'm getting a lot of glare from this light. Over here is the hub. This is Google. I changed this one to BBM. This you can customize. Let me see if I can lower this a little bit more so it doesn't, right, so it shows up on the screen better. There you go. So again, if I swipe up from here, hub, if I want to do a Google search, this used to be device search, but I switched it to BBM because it's a lot quicker for me. Okay, not really much other. Oh yeah, if you hold down the screen, you can get to widgets. I can add anything from down here on one of my home screens. Okay, not really much more in the way of customizing other than just, adding home pages or what have you. Basic stuff for the average priv. Okay, so double tap, wake up the screen, put in my passcode. This is picture password that I'm using. Okay, getting all kinds of crazy notifications here. Okay, so this is Nova Launch. I'm going to turn on the screen brightness like I did on the other one so it doesn't get so much glare. Okay, this is what I like about Nova Launcher. I haven't memorized all of the settings that I've done so far, but I can swipe down from the top without having to reach all the way up, okay? In this one, if I swipe the middle of the screen, it does nothing. I have to reach up all the way to the top to pull down my notifications. Here, I don't have to do that. I could be typing or whatever. Swipe down from here, boom, I can get to my notifications. If I swipe up, that brings me to my app drawer. If I swipe 2 fingers down, that brings me to my app drawer again. If I do 2 fingers up, that brings me to Nova settings. I think there's a double tap here. That brings me to my multitasking screen. Okay, so again, I can do a double swipe down to get into app drawer. I can double swipe up, Nova settings. Single swipe down is my notifications. Single swipe up is the app drawer. Double tap to get to my multitasking screens. Okay. I will say that the Nova Launcher seems to make the phone a little bit smoother for me. It's almost an unfair comparison because I feel that the AT&T software has bogged this phone down a lot. The one here on the right, I can feel a huge difference in the way the phone operates on a day-to-day. I have gotten very little crashes on the unlocked version as opposed to the AT&T one, which I've had many issues with Google services crashing or not being able to open an app. Mainly that used to happen with me with the messaging app, the text messaging app. I put a link to in the description to my other video where I'm trying to show if apps stay open after you answer them from the hub, and I'll go over that again here. And what happened was I was trying to open the messaging app, and you can see I'm tapping and tapping and it's not opening, and I had just closed it. So I didn't, I was going through some glitches with the AT&T phone. So we're going to try that same test again. Okay. So again, let me just show you also here, the bottom line here, my dock, I can add as many docks as I want. So right now I'm only using one, but I left the other one blank just to show you that this is scrollable. Okay, so this is a scrollable dock, and I have it on what's called infinite scroll. Okay, I can choose how many folders or how many icons I want in a row here. So this was pretty cool, so I chose this many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can actually get rid of this one here in the middle, but I kept it there just for the sake of having it. I only use one home screen. This right here is a widget that I have. If I open it, it opens up the clock. I use Nova Launcher on all of my Android devices. I have been for a very long time. The only other launcher I would probably use, and a lot of people probably call me crazy, is Go Launcher. They really have a lot of widgets and a lot of functionality, but they've been known to bog your phone down. So anyway, we're going to redo the test that somebody in one of my groups wanted me to do with answering messages from the hub. Okay, so I have no apps open anymore. That's my multitasking button. I hit it and there's nothing here. Okay, so I sent myself 2 messages, one BBM message and one text message. And somebody else from the group was saying that they didn't like the way the hub was implemented, because when you answer a message from the hub, it keeps the app open. And at first I was saying no, it didn't keep it open. But what I found was that the messaging app does stay open. The BBM app does not, it recloses, and I'll show you what I mean. So here I'm going up and I'm going into the hub. You're going to see all my messages in one place. Here's extra line. That's the text message I sent myself. So I'm going to click on that and I'm going to say answer. Okay. So what I did last time was I kept going back. I backed all the way out. Okay. As much as I could. So I opened up the multitasking app and it's open. Okay, so I'm going to do this again. I'm going to close them all, and I'm going to answer the BBM message I sent myself here. Answer. So I'm going to go all the way back out here. Okay, hit the multitasking button, and BBM itself is not open, only the hub is open. Now, what people have to realize if they're coming from BB10 is that the hub is a separate app. It is not baked into the operating system the way it is on BB10. You have to remember that things are done differently in Android. They don't mind keeping apps open in the background because it saves processing power and energy later on. Constantly opening apps from scratch when they're closed uses up a lot of resources, and so they'd rather keep them open if you're going to use them often. I do notice that sometimes it does bog down a little bit, not too much if you have a whole bunch of apps open. I'm not one for keeping a lot of apps open, so it doesn't really bother me to close them. I'm not sure if it does it with email. I'll try to answer an email. Let me see. I'll send myself an email. Here I am hitting the compose. I'm going to email myself. Okay, test. I'm going to send that to myself. Let's see if I get this back anytime soon. Hopefully my Wi-Fi is working properly. And it'll send the message out. Okay, so that's sent out. I should be getting that back soon. Let's just go back out here. I just want to see something. Okay, my Wi-Fi is slow, so I may not get that back right away. So I sent myself a text message. I'm going to back all the way out of the hub. I'm sorry, I sent myself an email, backed all the way out of the hub, hit here, and the email app is not open. The hub app is open, which is almost one and the same when you realize there goes that email. Okay, so here goes my test message I sent on email. I'm going to respond and say answer. I'm going to send that out. I hit the multitasking button, and again, only the hub is open. So it only seems to do it when you're in text messaging. And that is the only thing I can think of that I needed to redo for this video, just to show the difference between Nova and stock. I'm holding this out of frame. Let's just see if, let's say, opening the camera app, there's any difference in speed. There's no apps open there. Okay, so let's go back to the home screen. Let's see if I open the camera app on both. A little bit faster on the unlocked. Let's just see if I open the phone app. Okay, they're about equal there. I don't think there's much difference, but I think overall, when going back and forth between apps and just using the phone overall, it is a little bit smoother on Nova Launcher. Also, let me just show how much bulk this case. This is the case that comes with the phone from Shop BlackBerry. It didn't come with the phone. What they did was they allowed me to order it after I had gotten the phone. you get an email saying that, you know, they're going to send you a code if you want to order. I got this, and I got a charger, a car charger. That's pretty cool. And, you know, I went on the site, I ordered it, I put the code, it charged me nothing, and they shipped it to me. I got it within 2 or 3 days, so that was cool. Oh, one other thing I want to note is that the AT&T version is going back. I'm returning it, not only because it was a little bit more glitchy than the unlocked version, but the speaker on the AT&T version is a lot louder than the unlocked one. I'm sorry, I misspoke. The unlocked version is going back. I'm having this replaced. This is going back because I already have an unlocked version. I don't need the AT&T one. I only got the AT&T one out of being hasty and not wanting to wait because of the delay of the unlocked versions coming from Shop BlackBerry. They were not very diligent in getting their orders out on time. So went to AT&T, got the phone. It's been nothing but, you know, one glitch after another. Still usable phone. No glitches that have totally frozen the phone up, but just little hiccups here and there. But I noticed that there were a lot of them. So I said to myself, all right, I got the AT&T version. When I get the unlocked version, I'm going to take the AT&T one back. Happens to be that the speaker on the unlocked version is a lot lower. I think it's defective. I open up let me see, I'll open up a YouTube on both and I'll do a comparison. I'll play a video and, okay, let's play this commercial to see if I can show. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can hear the difference. I'm gonna pause. Look how loud this is. Look how low that one is. I don't know if the difference is coming through. This is the AT&T one playing now. This is the unlocked version playing. Okay, there's something going on with the speaker. It's almost as if sometimes it starts off as loud and then gets lower. Okay, to me, this is a huge difference. Yeah, that's a noticeable difference for me. So the headache of ordering through Shop BlackBerry is that their return policies are horrible. What's going to have to happen is I'm going to have to just pretty much buy a new device. And when I get that one, they're going to send me a return packet. I'm going to have to return this phone. And then when they process the return, then I'm going to get my money back. There's no real quick exchange with them. What they were saying was that, oh, you can send back your device and we'll look it over, and if it needs to be repaired or replaced, we'll do that. But I'm going to spend all that time without a phone, and what happens is I lose the small amount of window time that I have with AT&T to return this BlackBerry, which is going to get returned tomorrow, or at least before the end of the week. Okay, so let's get back to the case. Okay, the case is a pretty decent case. It is not as grippy as the stock back. I don't like carrying my phones naked because if I drop them, then they get dented, and I don't like the way the phone looks. And when you sell it, you have to really drop the price a lot because your phone's all dinged up. I don't like that. This phone feels great without a case. It feels like it has a case on it. This back is so grippy. This here is very plasticky and it's not as grippy. I'll try to take this off so you can see how the case looks. Let me see here. Okay, so this is the top piece. Okay, very cheap, thin plastic. And this is the bottom piece. See if I can peel this out without causing any issues. Okay, so this is the bottom piece, and you can see, maybe you can, maybe you can't. Well, it's not so bad. Some people were saying that the case scratches the phone. I don't really find that to be the case as of yet. Inside, it's not soft material at all, which would have been nice if they did that. I hope that future cases for the phone that are like this come with a soft, some kind of felt material inside. This one has nothing. This is hard. And what happens is over time, it scratches up the phone and whatnot. So I haven't experienced that yet. I'm going to put the case back on. Okay, it's in there nice and snug. Then what I do is I slide the screen up. I got the hole lined up. You can just press this back on. There you go, nice and easy. Okay. And the slide mechanism on this one is a lot rougher than the AT&T one. The AT&T one, I mean, you can't hear it, but this one's a lot more rough. And it's not just like that because the case is on. When I got it, I noticed that was a big difference trying to flick this up. The AT&T one was a little smoother. You're always going to have production variances. It's not a big deal, but I would recommend that if anybody is going to buy a priv, you buy it unlocked. I feel like, you know, AT&T putting their software, their bloatware on here really glitched up the phone. That's my personal experience and opinion. You know, your mileage may vary, okay? But this is the unlocked with Nova Launcher. I like it. I recommend it. And that's the end of the video. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.